Hello everyone and welcome to Taleki Crochet. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really simple top. So the top is really simple, as I said. It's actually a square, and we know a square has sides. All the four sides are equal, right? So when you turn the top, when you turn the square sideways, it becomes something like a diamond. So the apex of the diamond is where you put your straps, and the two sides on your left and right are the parts that will cover your breast or your boobs. And then the length from the apex to the down part is actually the length of the top. I told you guys it was easy, so let's get right into the video. To start, you're going to take the yarn of your choice and your hook and make a slip knot. Then you're going to make a chain that's long enough to be 11 inches. I use 11 inches because of how long I want my top to be. Okay, so it can be any number. Just determine how long you want your top to be and then use that. The 11 inches is a little bit below my belly button. So with this side, you can just make it as to how long you want your top to be. If you want your top to be 15, the length of your top to be 15 inches, you make your chain long enough to be 15 inches. But then remember that the yarn stretches sometimes, so you can, if you want your top to be about 11 inches, I advise you to make probably 10.5, so that at the end of your project you have 11 inches. So in this project, we are actually going to be using half double crochets. I prefer half double crochets because they kind of give this design. So that's why I prefer half double crochets, but you can use any stitch that you're comfortable with. So at the end of getting your 11 inches or the length of your top, you chain one and then go back on your chain with the stitch that you're comfortable with. With mine, I'm using half double crochets. So I chained one and I went back on my chain with half double crochets in each stitch to the very end. I'm so sorry about this because I'm using black yarn. You can't really see the stitches well. I'm really sorry about that. But at the end, you chain one, you turn your work, and then you put your first chain in the very first hole, the very first stitch from your chain. Let me teach you guys a trick. I like doing this because you see sometimes when you put, after chaining, some people like to chain two chains and then count that two chains as one stitch and put their next stitch in the next one. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm so sorry about that. I'm not so good at explaining things, but then I'm sure you get me. So I like to put the stitch, chain one and put the stitch in the very first one because it prevents creating any holes. When you chain two and put your stitch in the second one, it kind of leaves this hole, which I don't really like. So that's why I like to chain one and then put my first stitch in the very first space and count that as one. So let me not talk plenty, just continue to the very end with the stitch that you are using. Once again, I'm using half double crochets here, so you just continue to the very end with your stitch. You're actually going to be repeating this until you have a square. Remember, a square has all its four sides equal. So if your chain was 11 inches, that means the what you're going to build up what you're doing right now until it's also 11 inches. So it's going to be 11 by 11. That is all the four sides will be 11 inches. If you're using 15 inches, that means all the four sides will be 15 inches. I hope you get me. So this is me at the end of my last row. So at the end, please don't cut your yarn. I know I made a mistake by cutting my yarn, but I went back later. You're supposed to chain one at the end and then go all the way around your square with single crochets. This kind of gives the top a really nice edging. I was supposed to do that. I don't know why I didn't do it, but after realizing my mistake, I went back and did it. So please go around your square with single crochets to give your top a smooth edging. After making your edging, you are going to take your yarn and make a chain. This is the stripes that we are doing right now. You're going to be doing your straps. So with the straps, I made a chain of about 150. Yes. You can do it how long you want it. 150 was okay for me. You can do 170, you can do 200. Preferably according to how long you want the chain to be. So after getting your chain, you go to the apex of the top as we discussed from the beginning of our video, and then you insert the first end of your chain, and that's practically it. That's it. Your top is actually ready. Okay, so when you wear your top, you're going to use your straps to cross your back. I'll show that at the end of the video. You will use the straps to cross your back and then insert each end on the apex on your left and right. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm so sorry. Yes. So you're just going to cross your straps at your back like how I'm doing right now. And you're going to fix each end at the apexes on the left and right. So your top is actually ready. It's ready. It's so simple.